Diego with my beautiful wife, Karina, here in the Panhandle of Florida. And we got an honored guest here sitting in the far corner watching what I'm doing. My brother, he's our honored guest. He just came back from a cruise. He went to Haiti and he went to the Bahamas. He went to Jamaica. He was gone on a cruise while I was here slogging away making videos for you guys. But he's telling us all about his trip, and he got this opportunity to travel. And I'm also giving Greg a little bit of help and guidance on how to set up the live stream, because he's going to have a live stream too with his YouTube channel, which is Midnight at the Movies. Midnight at the Movies. He's a movie buff. He's got, I don't know, 50,000 movies at his house. He knows everything about every movie that ever was made. And he's sitting in the corner and he's watching what I'm doing. So if you want to say hi to Greg, you'll give Greg a hi, hello. Kamir One, hi Diego and Karina from Boston. So we got Kamir One in Boston, Massachusetts. And how's the weather there? Here it's 70 degrees. Today was nice and warm with no clouds and no rain. And I was tempted to do some yard work, but I changed my mind and I'm doing this. And here I am doing the surprise live stream for you guys. I said I was going to do a surprise live stream. I didn't tell you what time. I just said I was going to jump on the channel for you guys and get you some more extra time, because I know you got lots of questions for me. I know you have lots of questions about the K1 visa and how to process a green card. And Kellen Adams just jumped on. He said, hey, good night, Diego. What's going on, Kellen? Now, Kamir One, he knows the drill. He told us where he's at. He's in Boston. Kellen Adams, where are you at? Are you in the United States or are you somewhere else? Kamir One, here it's 60 degrees. Got heavy rain coming in tonight. Heavy rain in Boston. Well, I'll check that out. When I get a heavy rain here in Florida, if it's really, really strong, sometimes I could lose internet connection, or if there's a big thunderstorm. I think I was doing a live stream, I don't know, about 6 months ago, and a big storm came in and knocked out the YouTube channel while I was online doing a live stream. So that was embarrassing. So Kamir One, it's nice and warm up there in Boston, but you got rain coming in. Kellen, I'm in Guyana. Okay, that's right. You're in Guyana waiting on my interview next month. That's right. You got to keep reminding me, guys. Remember, I got 350,000 people around the world that have looked at this channel once at least. So you got to remind me. So Kellen's in Guyana. Now, Guyana, you got to sleep with one eye open, right? Because Venezuela's next door to you. So you got to sleep like this and keep an eye on Venezuela, right? And so your interview's next month. That's good. Have you got all your documents together, Kellen, for your K1 visa interview? Has your sponsor given you all of your documents that you need to bring to the visa interview? Elliot, hey, Diego, one question. Only one question. Come on now. How long should I plan to stay in Bogota if the medical exam is 5 days ahead of the interview? You mean 5 days before the interview, before getting a visa, as long as everything gets approved? Well, I would make that a 2-week stay, 3 weeks. I would say 3 weeks, okay? So where are you? You're in Medellin? You're not in Bogota, right? You're in a different part of Colombia. You're in Medellin or somewhere else. But it's you, and you say you got many questions, but giving people space to ask. Okay, so Elliot, you're in Bogota. Well, get your medical exam done. Go back to the doctor's office on the 9th floor. They give you the medical exam in a brown envelope, sealed and stamped top secret, like James Bond stuff. My brother knows all about James Bond. He's the James Bond guru. And then you're going to go to your visa interview, and you got to do your biometrics. When you go to your biometrics, you got to make sure you bring your DS-160 with you, the confirmation page of the DS-160 with your passport. And turn off your phone when you go into the biometrics, because the guy outside will have a heart attack if you have your phone turned on. For some reason, they don't like phones in the biometrics office. I don't know why that is. I guess it's secret stuff. And we went in there, Karina and I, we went in there to the biometrics, and we went into the pick up our K1 visa. It was like in December, and they didn't have a Christmas tree up. I'm like, where's the Christmas tree, guys? What's going on? I mean, this is Colombia, right? Where's the Christmas tree? And let's see here. So I would give it 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, Elliot. If you plan to stay in Bogota, I thought you were living in Bogota. Where do you live? Elliot, hey, Karina and Kellen, LOL. Ivis Ordones. Is correct? Oh, Karina said I was good on that one. Hi, Diego. Hola, Karina. Can you briefly explain how is the process to get a marriage certificate? Very simple. If you live in Florida, okay, if you live in Florida, you go online to the county, to the county courthouse or the county government office, and you fill out the marriage certificate online, and then you print it. Then you go down to the office, wherever it is in your county. There's 67 counties in Florida. 67 counties in Florida. You go and you pay for the marriage license, and then you got to wait 3 days before you can get married. But that's in Florida. I don't know which part of the United States you're in, okay? But the process to get a marriage certificate: go online, fill out the paperwork. Now your beneficiary. Now Karina, she's from Venezuela, so she didn't have a social security number at the time. Now in Maryland, I believe, no, in New Jersey, if you live in New Jersey, you got to have a social security number before you can apply for your marriage certificate, marriage license. Okay. But Karina showed her Venezuelan passport to the young lady in the desk, and she processed the marriage license. We waited 3 days and we got married. We paid the fee, the marriage license fee, and that was it. It's not difficult. And Ray Ramirez, hello, Diego and Karina. What's going on, Ray? How are you? How's your family? Miguel, what happens once I marry my fiance? Does her I-94 get extended? No, the I-94 is good for 90 days. It doesn't get extended. What happens when you marry your fiance, Miguel, is you file for a green card. You fill out the adjustment of status paperwork. And you try to get it done within 90 days. Now, if it goes past 90 days, don't worry about it. You're not going to get deported because you went over 90 days. But the I-94 is only good for 90 days, which means this, Miguel, you must get married within 90 days. The I-94 is a letter telling you you've got 90 days to get married. That's it. If you get married within 90 days, then don't worry about the I-94 anymore. Now you've got to worry about adjusting your status for green card. You can do it in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 100 days, 180 days. But I recommend you do it within 90 days. So you get your green card a lot quicker. Ivis Ordonez, muchas gracias por los videos. Excelente información. De nada, Ivis. Me alegra, te gusta. Gracias. For my Greg's benefit, I just said thanks. I like the positivity that you put here. Elliot, I have many questions. Ask me. And Ivis Ordonez, saludos desde Honduras. Now, Honduras is in Central America. Now, my brother Greg, sitting over in the corner as a secret squirrel, he was in Haiti, and he was in the Bahamas, and he was in Jamaica just a few days ago. He had a great time. Kellen Adams, yes, I have all my documents together. My medical is on the 4th of March. Do you have the original signed I-134, Kellen? Do you have the bank? Do you have the tax returns, the tax transcripts? Do you have 12 months worth of bank statements? Do you have do you have all your financial documents? Do you have your passport? All that's got to have all that stuff. Nadi Olisa, good news, Diego. Come here, everyone. Look at that super chat. Woo, man, that's the big breakfast platter at Hardee's for Karina and I. Okay, that's great. We appreciate that. Thank you so much, Camille One. We appreciate that. Nadi Olisa, good news, Diego. My fiance got an email today. The National Visa Center sent your K1 visa petition to the U.S. Embassy Consulate in Lagos, Nigeria. Fantastic. It didn't say welcome letter, but got a case number. Print it. That's your welcome letter from the NVC. Print that. And Denise Jefferson, I don't know if you're watching, but we got Nadi Olisa going through the process in Nigeria. Elliot, how long did it take for you to receive passport after your visa was approved? 2 days. 2 días. 2 days. Carlos Maldonado. Hey, Diego, Karina, visa status is already issued. State in the SIAC page, and it says 10 or less days to get visa at the Bogota embassy. We'll see how quick my fiance gets the visa. Now, I told you, Carlos, now what did the embassy consular officer tell your beneficiary? It's going to take, what, 3 weeks to get your K1 visa back from? It's not 3 weeks. What did I say? I told you it was 10 days, right? 7 to 10 days, right? What happened? How long is it? 7 to 10 days. Larry Piercy, don't worry about Venezuela. They have moved to New York. Personas no más vivo en Venezuela. Ahora vivo en Nueva York. Karina thinks total. She said everybody. Elliot, I live in Delaware. My fiance is in Bogota. Whoa, that's a long flight for you from Delaware to Bogota. That's a long plane ride. For me, it's easy here in Florida. I just zip down to Miami, then I fly to Bogota. And my brother Greg sitting here was just in Miami a few days ago, having good food, eating in the best restaurants. Khmer One, I'm in the same boat with you, about to send the adjustment of status package to Chicago. Lockbox for my wife from Cambodia. Fantastic, Khmer One. Bud Garcia, hello, Diego and Karina from Washington State. Now, Bud, you're down to 43 days now for the MVC to get off their butts and do their job, right? You're getting closer and closer, Bud. Ivis Odurnes. I'm Honduran, but I will be moving to Miami next month. Thanks for the info. Well, we're glad to have you, Ivis. We look forward to you arriving in beautiful Miami. You can go hang out under palm trees and lay around on the beach and eat some great Colombian and Venezuelan food, even though you're from Honduras. Because in Miami, they got a lot of Colombian restaurants, a lot of Venezuelan restaurants. I don't know about Honduran food. They may have it. Ray Ramirez, does USCIS use the past 3 years from Form I-134? What do you mean, do they use the past 3 years for Form I-134? When you fill out your I-134, you fill out the latest tax return. How much money did you make in 2022? That's what you put. Unless your visa interview is going to be past April 15th, then you're going to put how much money did you make in 2023. You only put the last year's income. Korea One, thank you again for that super chat. That we appreciate that. Francois Livingston, good evening, Diego and Karina, all the way from sunny, warm upstate New York. It's getting warm in upstate New York. You know what that means, Francois? Do you know what that means? It's global warming. Global warming's all the ice and the snow is melting in New York, upstate New York, and you're gonna flood. So you're gonna have to leave. You're gonna have to move to North Carolina, right? You gotta get out of there. Francois, close to 70 degrees today. Seriously. Well, once it gets above 70 degrees, the New York, the government, they start taxing the temperature, right? Don't they tax it? Anything above 70 degrees, you get taxed. I'm kidding, okay? I'm kidding. Larry Piercy, radio check. What is a radio check, Larry? I know you're a Marine. I know you're a Purple Heart recipient. I know you live in Pensacola. But what is a radio check? You're good. We're here. We're working. Miguel, we will definitely get married within 90 days, but was worried about her being able to stay in the U.S. due to the I-94 expiring. No. If you don't get married in 90 days, the I-94 expires. You got to get out. Then your fiance will have to leave America. But if you get married within 90 days, okay, your I-94 is no longer relevant because you got married within 90 days. And you are within status. Your new wife will be in status, visa status, and you're good. But you need to print at least about 3 or 4 copies of the I-94, okay? Because you're going to need it for the Social Security number. Francois Livingston, so USCIS is moving fast. Yahoo! Yes, Francois, they're moving fast. Isabella Enriquez, hola, guapos. Me no, Karina guapa. No, yo no. No. And mi hermano aquí, sí. Hola, guapos. Se les quiere, Karina. Diego, bendiciones. Gracias. Igual para ti. Miguel, how does immigration know that we got married within 90-day time period? Because there's going to be a date on your marriage certificate. When I married Karina on January 14th, 2024, our wedding pastor guy signed his name and dated it January 14th, 2024, right? Which was 11 days after Karina arrived in the United States of America. So when we submit the green card application in 2 days, I had, then, like I said, I had to redo a form because the freaking form expired. My form expired, so I had to redo it because it expired. But I got it done. When the immigration looks at the marriage certificate, the first thing they're going to look for is the date. Then they look at the day you entered the United States, which is stamped in the passport, right? With the parole document. Then they look at the day you got married, right? So they take January 14th, 2024. They subtract January 3rd, 2024 from that, and that tells immigration that Karina got married within what, 11 days of arriving in America. Her I-94 is just like it's not valid. It's valid, but it's not required anymore. Karina complied with immigration law, which was to get married within 90 days. She complied with the law. The I-94 says you got 90 days to get married. It doesn't say you got 90 days to, or your beneficiary gets deported. Do you understand what I'm saying? Have you got it? Miguel, immigration is going to look at the marriage certificate, the marriage date, and they're going to look at the date of the entry into the United States. And if it goes past 90 days, that's a problem. If it's within 90 days or less, you're good. Jose Azapata, hi Diego, can you talk about CR1 visa next step? Thank you for all you do. Sure, as a Jose. A CR1 visa is a marriage visa. So you got married to a foreign national, and instead of going through the K1 visa process, you filed for a CR1 spousal visa, which means it goes to the lockbox in Louisville, Texas. Then the Louisville, Texas will send it to the service center in California or Texas or wherever, Nebraska. Then they get it, they adjudicate it, then they send it to the National Visa Center in New Hampshire. Then the National Visa Center gets the CR1 application, and then they send you an email that tells you you have to send documents to them and you have to upload them to the USCIS system. You have to send your passport, your beneficiary's passport, your last tax return, your last tax transcript, photos of the wedding in wherever country it was, evidence of your relationship. You upload all that information to the USCIS system at the National Visa Center. The National Visa Center will then say documentarily qualified for the passport pictures, documentarily qualified for the letters of intent to get married, documentarily qualified for the tax return, blah, blah, blah. And then when you get totally documentarily qualified, they send you a packet. They schedule the visa interview for you at whatever country it is, and then they send the package off to the embassy. That's how they do it, right? Greg's right here, my brother. He's agreeing with me. He's listening. He's learning. And he just learned what a super chat was. He knows what it is, but hey, he's enjoying the live stream too. I think so. He is. Let's go here. So the CR1 visa is a marriage visa. The National Visa Center will notify you when they receive your approved marriage visa from the USCIS. Then you have to upload documents to the USCIS system, and then the USCIS system will tell you when you're documentarily qualified. Then they will mail your marriage visa to the embassy, and then the MVC will schedule the interview for you. That's the easiest explanation for you right now. Rambling Man Kayadan, man, Bogota is flying through interviews. Manila is really dragging their feet. Bogota is quick. They're doing good. They're maxing out their visa interviews pretty quick. They're getting them done. The U.S. Embassy in Manila, Philippines is slow right now. It's slow. And you're right. And if I could speed it up, if I could wave my Diego wand, I would, but I can't. Elliot, yeah, a 5-hour flight. It's the worst. I go 3 times a month. Holy macaroni. Elliot, viaje Bogotá 3 tiempo por mes. That's a lot. Dang, you're going to have a sore back, man, doing all that traveling. But keep all those boarding passes and keep all that evidence, okay, of your trips. Natty Olisa, what do we do now that we got the welcome letter? Print it. 3 copies. How do I track my package with the case number? Through your online account, your USCIS online account. Although if it's at the NVC, USCIS is no longer going to handle your case. Now you got to create a SIAC account and track your case with the National Visa Center. How long until the embassy in Lagos gets it? 2 to 3 weeks. About 2 to 3 weeks. Remember, they got to fly your K1 visa package from New Hampshire to Lagos, Nigeria. So it's going to bounce around the world a little bit before it gets there. Give it 3 weeks. Antonio Diego, we got an email saying our case is in transit now for the Philippines. Good. By the way, the immigration is moving fast. The immigration, USCIS is moving fast, guys. They're getting from NOA 1 to NOA 2 now 6 to 9 months. In the past, it was 18, 20 months. Now it's 6 to 9 months. Jose Azapata, if I may ask, how did you file your taxes when pending for Karina's case? How did I file my taxes? Well, I went online. I found the 1040. I filled out the 1040, printed it. I attached my 1099s to the 1040. I attached the payment voucher with the 1040 because I had to pay taxes again so Biden can keep on eating ice cream. So I put it all together in an envelope with a check to the U.S. Treasury Department, I think it is, or the IRS, whatever I wrote the check out to, and then you mail it. And then I have a copy of my 1040 to include in the green card application. That's how it works. Let me see. Ivis Ordonez, what kind of relationship proof do you think needs to be included in the adjustment of status package? Wedding pictures, honeymoon pictures, your both names on the light bill, the water bill, the electric bill, the trash bill, the phone bill. Put your names on the apartment lease or the rent or your townhouse. Or your deed to the house. Put your name on the title to your car. Share ownership of the vehicle. You got to put all that stuff together to show that you guys are married and living together. Don't forget your marriage license, your marriage certificate, right? Your I-94, copy of your passport, copy of the K1 visa. All right, you got to watch the video that I made on adjustment of status. Google Diego Ross adjustment of status and watch one of those videos before you file your green card application. Bud Garcia, how long is the I-134 good for? Because I'll be going to Thailand in May. It's good until it expires. I think it's 2026. It's the new date on the I-134. Bud Garcia, I hope so. Bud, you're almost there. Bud, you're getting there. Your Pramatita's in Thailand, right? If I remember, north of Bangkok. Nadi Olisa, does our 90-day start from the visa issuance date or the day of entry into the United States? The 90-day starts the day you arrive in the United States of America, and the Border Patrol officer puts your name in the computer and commences your I-94 start date. He will stamp your passport that your I-94 start date is on this day, and he will also write, or she will also write, when it expires. Okay? That's when the 90 days starts. When you arrive in America, the Border Patrol initiates the I-94, the start date and the end date. You got to get married in between those 2 dates. If you don't, you get deported. Francois Livingston, I know you are kidding, but you are funny. I love New York, okay? I've been to New York. I've been up the World Trade Center. I've been into the Empire. I've been up the Empire State Building. I've been up the Statue of Liberty. I ate dinner at Patsy's Italian restaurant, and it was great. And I think my brother's getting a phone call from somebody. My brother's sitting in the corner. He's learning how to do a live stream. He knows pretty much how to do it, but I wanted to experience it so he can see how it works. Miguel, okay, so I can file for adjustment of status at any point. Well, don't wait a year. If you wait a year, then you get terminated. You got to do it within at least a year, okay? But my recommendation is do it within 90 days. Francois Livingston, spousal visa is quite dragging. Yes, it is. I know someone that took them 3 years for the beneficiary to get his green card, and he's from Canada. Yeah, those Canadians, you got to keep an eye on those Canadians, right? They're a threat to the United States. Let's make them wait 3 years for their green card. Kaur, how long does the adjustment of status take? 4 to 6 months. He went to the National Benefits Center. Okay, so the NBC, 4 to 6 months. Let's see here. Nadi Olisa, Diego, I can't thank you enough for this information. You lessen the weight of the process a lot. That's the idea, guys. Instead of paying an immigration attorney $4,000 to do your K1 visa, or to do your green card, or become a U.S. citizen, or it's a spousal visa or whatever, jump on the channel and I'll teach you how to do it for free. You can't beat the deal, right? Free is good, right? But we like the super chats too, because I can take Karina to go eat at Hardee's and buy Mountain Dew. So my throat doesn't dry out during the live streams. And my brother Greg sitting in the corner, he loves Mountain Dew also. And I'm going to make him dinner here. We're going to cut the live stream off here in a minute, probably about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to make dinner for everybody. Because Greg's hungry. He's been working all day. And he stopped by to visit and tell us about his cruise and his trip to Jamaica and Haiti and the Bahamas. He went to all these locations where they filmed James Bond. I mean, can you imagine how great that must have been? And I'm glad, Natty, that we're taking the stress off your shoulders, okay? That's the goal. Francois Livingston, Diego, what did you say that annuity tax form should say? Well, the annuity tax should be a 1099. I looked at it, and all it shows only what the government took taxes for year 2023. It should be a 1099, Francois. Elliot, thanks again for everything, Diego and Karina. Dios te bendiga. También para ti igual. Okay, guys, I'm going to talk for like 8 minutes, and then I'm going to log off, and I'm going to make some steaks, I think. Greg likes steaks. I think my brother likes steak and French fries.
Oh, yeah.
He said, yeah. Did you hear him? Shout louder, Greg.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Okay. Ivis Ordonez. Diego, you can make a good arepa for dinner. Karina makes arepas, okay? Now, arepas originated in Venezuela. But don't tell a Colombian that, because a Colombian is going to get mad. But Venezuela created arepas, okay? And Karina makes the arepas. I can make American food, but I couldn't make an arepa. I can't do it. I don't know how Karina does it, but she makes good ones. And we eat them for breakfast. I eat them for breakfast. But Karina has them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ivis Ordonez, blessings for both. Well, thank you, Ivis. And when you come to the United States, when you move to Miami, you live in Miami, bring your cooking skills from Honduras with you. Okay. Whenever you move to the United States of America, in my opinion, I want you to become Americanized. Okay, become assimilate and become part of the United States. Become an American. You know, put an American flag in your front yard, but don't forget where you came from. Don't forget your home country, and bring all your culture with you. You know, if you're from the Philippines, there's lots of Phil-Am clubs in America where you can go and hang out with Filipinos and Americans, okay? So you don't feel like a fish out of water when you first get to the United States. Boom 2. Hey, medical report is at the embassy. I'm still waiting on the embassy to give me an appointment to bring my passport back. How long do you think it would take for them to contact me? Boom 2. Nostradamus here. Hold on. I want to do a mind meld. What country? What country? I think it's Jamaica, but you got to remind me of the country, because it makes it easier for me to answer the question. Boom 2. I like that name, Boom 2. That's a great name. Boom 2. Boom. So I'll make a video with booms in it, like bombs going off. And I'll say Boom 2. How about that? Francois Livingston, thank you. I'll make up for the super chat either tomorrow or Saturday. You and Karina are the best. Well, we appreciate that, Francois. We appreciate the super chats. It keeps Karina and I at Hardee's and Mountain Dew, and you get all this free info. Well, you don't have to spend $4,000 on an immigration attorney. I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for USCIS. I don't work for the State Department. I don't give you any legal advice, but I can write the book on how to process a K-1 visa. I can write the book on how to process a green card and a spousal visa and apply for adjustment of status. I can write the book on it, guys. I've been through this for 9 years of experience. Okay, guys, Francois gets the last word. We look forward to Francois chatting with us. What's today? What day? Today is Tuesday. So tomorrow I'll be back Wednesday at 6 p.m. to do the regular super chat. Pardon me. To do the regular live stream. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Thanks for logging on, guys. And Greg, he got to experience a live stream in real time. So it's practice for him when he gets his live streams up and running for his YouTube channel, which is Midnight at the Movies. So if you like watching movies, if you want to watch a live stream about, videos about James Bond, about whenever there's a new movie coming out, my brother Greg, he's the guy, he's the go-to guy to learn how to do that and to learn about the review. He does a review, and his reviews are very good. GS, love you, Diego and Karina. And GS, now GS is in London, England. Okay. Now, then Greg, my brother's been there. He said, I've been there. Greg said, I've been there. I've been there too.
9 times.
Greg's been there many times. I miss the fish and chips, the Jaffa cakes, the lemon curd. But when I went to England on vacation in July of 1996, I stayed a month, and it rained every day. It rained every single day. I didn't have an umbrella. I'm like, man, this sucks. But it was a fantastic time. GS, I'm logging off, okay? I just signed in. Sorry I missed you. I need to catch up. GS will be back tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Time, US. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Francois, good night from sunny New York. Francois gets the last word.